10 Biggest Things Bridgerton Changed. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. 10. Queen Charlotte and King George. Two notable additions to the Bridgerton cast that do not appear in the books are King George III and his wife, Queen Charlotte. But they are somewhat historically accurate additions. Most fans of period pieces are used to a world where everyone cast is white, but for Queen Charlotte that would have likely been inaccurate. Historians agree Charlotte was an African descent from Margarita de Castro y Sousa, a black branch of the Portuguese royal house. She married George in 1761, not long after he became king. She was from a tiny German duchy, so Prince Frederick as her nephew is also historically correct. By the time the show takes place in 1813, George was dealing with mental illness. Bridgerton suggests it was dementia, but historians believe it was more likely to have been bipolar disorder.
For 3 years, with modern thinking suggesting he had severe bipolar disease and psychosis. And unlike history, which remembers George III for his so-called madness, and what it meant to Britain's
9. Simon's stutter. In the show, Simon is presented as no longer having the speech impediment he had as a child. In the books, not so much. In the books, most of Simon's early miscommunication with Daphne after they are married comes from his storming out of the room, lest he stutter in front of her. It's also part of why he doesn't want kids, because he's worried they will be like him. Part of their happy ending comes from him finally trusting her enough to let her see all the sides of him and her letting him know she loves and respects him for who he is.
Season 4. In Peter Morgan's series about Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Margaret, Helena Bonham Carter, discovers that she has relatives Nerissa and Catherine Bowes-Lyon.
8. The boxing subplot with Will Mondrick. In the books, Simon doesn't talk around people because of his impediment. It works to his benefit in society, because everyone thinks he's just mysterious and haughty. But it's also why he doesn't get close to people. Anthony likes him because after living with 8 siblings, it's great to have a friend who doesn't interrupt. By leaving out Simon's impediment as an adult, the show has no explanation for him not having any friends. So, it adds an entire boxing subplot and his pal Will Mondrick to make him seem less like a loner. Also, it gives everyone a reason to take off their shirts. 7. Anthony's relationship with Sienna. Speaking of Anthony, his whole relationship with Sienna is not a significant plot point in the books. It is a full-on expansion of an otherwise very slender mentioned in passing affair. He does have a relationship with an Italian opera singer when he first meets his match in the second Bridgerton novel, but it's not serious and she's named Maria Rosso, not Sienna. 6. Benedict's fling with orgies and the arts. If Anthony's story with Sienna expands from a few lines in the second Bridgerton book to a whole subplot, Benedict's is really a stretch. In Benedict's story, Queen's third Bridgerton book, readers learn Benedict likes to draw and is quietly talented. But as mentioned above, there's no bohemian artist collective in the books, so there are no orgies and Benedict doesn't unwittingly sleep with someone's wife. 5. Madame de la Croix doesn't exist. If Benedict doesn't go to the orgy in the books, how does he meet and date Genevieve de la Croix? He doesn't, because she doesn't exist. There is a dressmaker in the Queen Regency franchise universe, but she's not in the Bridgerton books much. She appears in another series in which she's an older woman named Madame Lambert. 4. Penelope's crush on Colin. Penelope does have a crush on Colin in the books, but it doesn't come out until later. All the stuff when he dances with her in season 1 of the show, none of that happens on the page in the books. It's pulled from backstory from Colin's plot in book 4. Instead, the man who rescues and dances with poor Penelope after the other girls bully her is Simon. Daphne has a lot of feelings about it. She likes Penelope, she knows Simon's being a good person by dancing with her, but also she's jealous. 3. Marina Thompson's story. If Penelope isn't crushing on Colin in the books, then how does Marina Thompson affair go down? It doesn't. None of that happens in the books. Colin doesn't leave either. Instead, he's just come back from overseas and is settling back in London. Like Pen's relationship with Colin, all of them are in a drama-is backstory from later books. In this case, it's pulled from book 5 of the Bridgerton series. That all this plays out on a screen shows just how far our Bridgerton is laying the groundwork, settling up the 3rd, 4th and perhaps even 5th season. 2. Lois chasing down Lady Whistledown. As for Pen and Lois's hound for Lady Whistledown, that's made up. She's 16, she's still in the schoolroom. She certainly isn't being assigned by the Queen to find out who Lady Whistledown is. Although they are friends in the books, the show does a lot of fudging with Eloise and Penelope's friendship to give Eloise more to do. In the early novels, Eloise, like Francesca, is mostly absent, other than in her letters, in which her decidedly feminist bent is on full display. 1. The focus on Lady Whistledown. The series making Whistledown a significant focus is the biggest change of all. That's not to say Whistledown didn't become a mystery for fans to puzzle over as the Bridgerton series went along, or that they didn't freak out when her identity was revealed in book 4, but in the early stories, she is not a mystery everyone was trying to solve. She's simply a plot device designed to push the romances along with her gossip shit. But no one puts Julie Andrews, who voices Whistledown in the series, in the plot device corner. But no one puts Julie Andrews, who voices Whistledown in the series, in the plot device corner, and revealing that it's Penelope this early on only makes for a bigger reveal when everyone else puts it together down the line. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss any amazing video from us.